we're excited about working with them. Are there questions that Coach Sweeney has not answered?
Brandon, even when you work so hard to put together a class like this and aspire to it, is it still kind of staggering to see the reach that Dev was talking about earlier, like the number one players from all these different states?
Yeah, it really is. You know, it just shows that our brand is getting stronger and stronger. I know I mentioned last year somebody asked about just, you know, we're getting guys here and there from different states that are a little bit further away. Like we had Kansas with Isaiah and a couple other guys, and then Missouri this year, and then getting, like you mentioned, the number one guy in 6 different states. I don't know if anybody else can say that, but that's strong, and it's a tribute to the people here and to the brand of Clemson University, and it's exciting. It really is. Fired up about it.
Is it exciting to recruit? I know you aren't too big on recruiting rankings, but such a highly rated kicker.
Absolutely, no question about it. You know, we all know how important special teams are, and how important every one of those plays matters in the game, and our kids understand that. Our players understand that, and you know, to have BT Potter as a signee, it's a huge get for us. And just been a diehard Clemson fan all his life, and boy, he's special. You know, I don't know much about kicking, but I know that when I go to different states and I hear about kickers that are top kickers in that state, and then I say, well, we're filled up already because we have a guy named BT Potter that's committed to us, that's coming to Clemson, and they go, oh yeah, he's really good, you know, and they say, yeah, he did better than I did, and he's just one of the best out there. So we're excited about him for sure.
Coach, obviously most of the hay was in the barn going into today. You had the 2 big announcements. Can you just take us through the Justin Ross commitment? Did you find out when the rest of us did? When and how did you find out? And how difficult a decision do you think that was for him with the 2 in-state schools?
Yeah, well, I think for sure it was a tough decision for Justin and his family. You know, anytime you grow up in that state and the success that they've had at those 2 schools, and you know, being the number 1 player in the state, getting pulled to those 2 schools heavily, it is a very difficult decision. But I think that says so much about what Jeff and Todd Bates especially, those guys did to get this guy and his family. You can't just go into a state like Alabama and just try to recruit the kid and maybe the coach or the mama. You know, you got to go recruit a lot more people, and that's what they did, and they did an awesome job of winning over that family. You know, we didn't know 100% until y'all heard it. We felt pretty good about it, but you know, just going back to being in Alabama, being pulled by those other 2 schools, I mean, you just never know what can happen. He was saying the right things to us, and in the end, he did the right thing, obviously. But just a tribute to him, you know, to be able to pull that off and be able to make the right decision for him, not for anybody else.
Brandon, now that Zarek and Tucker transferred out of the program, do you still plan to give Chase and Hunter and Trevor the majority of the reps in spring practice?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say the majority. I would say that they're all going to have a very similar chance. You know, obviously Kelly Bryant is going to go in as a starter for day 1 in spring ball. What an unbelievable year that he had, and just an unbelievable leader on this team, and earned it the whole year. Earned it starting from a year ago. And so, I mean, he's obviously going to get the first reps the first day, but all 4 of those guys, they're going to get a lot of reps this spring. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I can't tell they're going to say they're going to be perfectly equal, but it's going to be pretty close to being equal. All very, very talented young men and special young men. So just really excited about the opportunity this spring, just to watch these guys grow and get better, and especially just be able to work with these young men.
You signed Ben Batson as a preferred walk-on. He's a very talented quarterback. Will we have a legitimate chance to compete at quarterback? Or
you know, again, you know, like what Coach Sweeney mentioned, you know, we don't know exactly where he's going to, you know, plug in. but boy, is he athletic. I've had him at camp the last handful of years, and not just a talent, but a special man, obviously. But he's such an athlete. I mean, he's fast, he's big, he's strong. He can make you miss, and he can throw the football. So there's no doubt he would add talent to my room. But I know he'd add talent to the safety room too. So there's not been a definitive decision on exactly where he's going to start out, but he's going to help us in the long run. There's no question about it.
How has Kelly kind of handled the new guys coming in and working with those guys and also competing and that kind of stuff? What's his mindset right now?
Awesome. It is awesome. I mean, he, last year at this time, he knew that, he kind of had the keys going into spring ball, but there was nothing decided at that point. And he took the bull by the horns, and he went and got it, and he earned it. And then throughout the season, like I mentioned earlier, he just gained more and more confidence with his play, and just did a great job. So he's got a ton of confidence right now, and he's the type of person that is going to lead, and whether it's within the quarterback group or any other group on the team, he's going to be that leader. So they've all developed a great relationship, and I take pride in that, and these guys take pride in it in my room, that they're going to be brothers. They're going to be encouraging each other. They're going to be helping each other out, because it does no good to have negative feelings towards the next guy that's sitting next to you. It does nothing but hurt yourself. And they did a great job of that last year during the season and last spring, and they're carrying it on into the winter months now too. And Kelly is just that type of guy that just, he just wants to go get better, and he wants to help people, and that's why he's such a good leader.
Brandon, I don't know how much interaction you've been able to have with Trevor since you've been all over the place the last 6 weeks, but what have you seen so far about his adjustment here? Does he seem like he's ready to go and he's making a smooth transition into college?
Absolutely, very much so. As far as a smooth transition, he is beaming every time I see him in the hallway or up here getting something to eat. He is just excited about being here. He's made a bunch of friends. He knew a lot of them already, but just he's really enjoying being here in college, and there's no doubt he's going to make a great adjustment, on the field. He has shown that throughout the recruiting process with him, that you knew he understood the big picture and has all the tools, has the intangibles, and he's a go-getter. And so when you have the combination of those things with the talent that he has, he's got a chance to be very special. And so he's been working hard. There's no doubt. We're not allowed to sit in the meeting room with him at this time of year, but I know he's in there and he's working hard. And you know what? That's what Kelly and those other quarterbacks have been doing. They've been working together with him to help him. And because not just it makes Trevor better, because it makes Kelly Bryant or Hunter Johnson or Chase Bryce better by them trying to explain the offense to him, makes them a better player. So it kind of works together for everyone.
Coach Sweeney said that he'd like to make the early signing period even earlier if he could. After having gone through it for the entire recruiting cycle now, is there anything that you would change or tweak if you could about the rules?
I think I know I like this early signing period. I really enjoyed guys that were committed and knew they were coming, and being able to sign on December 20th was great for us for a lot of reasons. A couple of top reasons would be because if they were committed to us and they didn't sign December 20th, we knew we had to move elsewhere, move on to some other guys. And then obviously, takes a little bit of pressure off of them having to deal with it for another month, and it takes a lot of pressure off of us having to deal with it for the month of January. So I really enjoyed the early signing period, and I think just being on the road recruiting, talking to other recruiters from different schools, I didn't run into anybody that did not like it. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's reasons that people have, but even some of the smaller Division I programs and the FCS programs that I was a part of FCS for 9 years, and I was a little surprised to see so many guys sign at FCS at the early signing period. but everybody that I talked to really enjoyed it and had a lot of good things to say about it.
From a scholarship number, do you know where you guys are with the transfers you've had, the two Navajo announced now, as far as how many you have left over?
I know there's at least, I don't know for sure. I know that there's at least 3 or 4, I believe. I could be wrong, but I know it's in that realm somewhere. Yep.
How much does early signing period help when you're managing the numbers, especially when you have that attrition that is unanticipated with transfers and NFL departures? Like, for instance, last year when you lost all those DBs, you were able to adapt and got in late with Kayvon Wallace. But how much a benefit do you think that would have been back then?
Well, it could have been for sure. Like you said, when you have the early signing period and you don't have guys that sign that are committed to you, now you have the whole month of January. You know what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're getting in December. So you can move on from that position, all right, as far as trying to find more guys because they're locked in. So, again, I just think it's a benefit because of that peace of mind whenever you get to that December 20th or whenever that date was in December for that early signing period. Because now, like I said, you get to go in January, and okay, here's what we have, here's what we need to go focus on. And you still focus